Imagine a powerful French politician, famous, respected, feared, who suddenly disappears from spotlight. People whisper, a scandal? A secret deal? But the truth is stranger. Because while investigating a mysterious case, one clue led him somewhere no one expected, straight to the Quran. And what he discovered next didn't just solve the case, it changed his heart forever. The French politician who found Allah while solving a crime. In modern-day France, in the heart of Paris where the polished glass towers rose beside ancient stone buildings, there was a man named Louis Armand Dupont, a well-known Catholic politician admired for his sharp mind, fearless speeches, and flawless image. Yet inside him, he carried storms that no one could see, storms of pressure, sleepless nights, and a search for truth he didn't even admit to himself. And this story begins on a cold evening when he was assigned to investigate a mysterious case involving the sudden disappearance of a young Algerian activist named Youssef Ben Taib, whose last known movements were linked to a community center near the outskirts of the city. Louis took the case partly to protect his party's image and partly because something unexplained in his heart pulled him toward it. And as he drove through the glowing Paris streets that night, he tried to convince himself this was just another political mess he had to clean, but deep down he sensed that this case carried a secret that would shake his entire world. And when he arrived at the community center, he found the place strangely peaceful, a soft Quranic recitation echoing from a small prayer hall. And as he stepped inside, he noticed old wooden shelves filled with books, calm faces of young men praying, and an atmosphere unlike anything he'd felt before. And though he tried to remain focused and professional, something inside him softened at the sight. He met Youssef's close friend Karim, who explained that Youssef had recently been studying Islam deeply and believed he had uncovered corruption involving certain officials who were misusing immigrant funds. But before he could reveal it, he vanished. This information made Louis tense because it hinted at political sabotage that could destroy careers, including possibly his own allies. Yet as he sat with Karim, he felt strangely drawn to the sincerity in the young man's voice and the peaceful environment around him. And as Louis walked out, Karim handed him a small notebook saying, Youssef wanted someone honest to see this if anything happened to him. Maybe Allah chose you. And Louis almost laughed at the idea of Allah choosing him. But he kept the notebook and returned home with a strange weight in his chest. And that night, he opened the notebook and found not political secrets first, but pages filled with Quranic reflections written in beautiful, simple handwriting. Verses about justice, truth, patience, and the light Allah gives to sincere hearts. And Louis, a Catholic politician who barely read religious texts anymore, suddenly felt a strange calm spreading his chest, as if the words were speaking directly to the ache inside him. And he whispered to himself, why does this feel familiar? But shook the thought away. The next day, he met with police officials who claimed Youssef had been last seen near an abandoned factory, and Louis drove there alone. The gray skies heavy, and when he entered the cold, dusty hall, he found torn papers, signs of struggle, and a single small pendant on the floor engraved with Arabic calligraphy that read Allah. And the moment he held it, a shiver ran through him, not of fear but of recognition, as if something deep within him knew the name even before he consciously understood it. He returned to Paris troubled, unable to sleep as Youssef's notebook kept calling him back. And for the first time in years, he knelt beside his bed and prayed. Not a Catholic prayer, not a Muslim one, just a cry from the heart. God, guide me to truth. And that night he dreamed of standing on a long road under a sky lit with stars, and in the distance he saw Youssef smiling and pointing toward a glowing horizon. And when Louis woke up, tears wet his eyes. From that moment the mystery became more than a case. It became a journey of his soul. He met more people from Youssef's community, including an elderly imam named Sheikh Idris who welcomed Louis warmly despite knowing he was a politician. And Louis felt confused by the kindness because in politics kindness was often a mask. But here it felt real, and one evening after a long conversation, the imam recited a verse that pierced Louis's heart. Allah guides whom he wills to a light unlike any other light. And Louis felt his heart beat slow as a serenity swept over him. Meanwhile, the mystery deepened when Lewis discovered a hidden file on Yusef's laptop that revealed he had been threatened by corrupt officials. Lewis himself once supported, and the shock made him sick, but instead of rage, he felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility. He knew he must expose them even if it destroyed his own career, and as he worked through the night studying evidence, he played Quranic recitation in the background without even realizing it, the peaceful rhythm steadying his heart. Then one evening the case took a terrifying turn when Lewis came home to find his apartment door slightly open, and inside everything was scattered, drawers pulled out, and Yusef's notebook lying torn on the ground. He felt a chill as he realized someone wanted him off the case, and for the first time in many years he whispered, "God, protect me." And the next morning he visited the mosque again, the place now becoming a refuge, and he sat alone watching men pray with such discipline and humility that his heart trembled. And when he asked the imam, "Why do they bow like this?" the imam smiled gently and said, "Because when we bow to Allah, we bow to no one else." And Lewis felt something inside him break gently like a chain falling. He realized he had spent his life bowing to politics, image, and power, but never to God. As the investigation reached its climax, Lewis uncovered the truth. Yusef had recorded a video testimony exposing everything, naming names, revealing documents. But before he could release it, he was kidnapped and held in a private warehouse owned by the corrupt officials. Lewis, driven by a fire of justice and a strange new strength of faith, forwarded all evidence to trusted journalists and then personally led the raid with the help of law enforcement he could trust. And they found Yusef alive, but weak, chained to a chair, whispering "Alhamdulillah" the moment he saw Lewis. And Lewis felt tears sting his eyes because the boy's first thought wasn't fear or anger but gratitude to Allah. When Yusef recovered, he told Lewis that he had prayed Allah would send a heart that could still feel truth to rescue him. And Lewis felt a tremor inside, as if those words were meant for him. The case exploded across media. Corrupt officials were exposed. Resignations filled the news, and Lewis was praised as a hero who brought justice to light. But inside, he wasn't thinking about politics anymore. He was thinking about peace. The peace he felt every time he read the Quran. One quiet evening, Lewis stood outside the mosque, heart trembling, and whispered, "God, is this where you want me?" And something inside him responded with a calm he had never known. And he walked inside, approached Imam Idris, and said softly, "I am ready." And that night, Louis Armand Dupont, once a high-ranking Catholic French politician, spoke the Shahada with tears streaming down his face. "Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah." And the mosque filled with warm voices congratulating him while he felt as if a lifetime of weight had lifted from his chest. He continued serving justice, but now with a heart filled with purpose, humility, and the light of Allah. And whenever someone asked why he changed, he would smile and say, "I was solving a mystery, but Allah was solving me." And this is how a politician searching for truth found something far greater: guidance, peace, and Islam. If this story touched your heart, then remember, guidance can come to anyone, anywhere, in the most unexpected moments. If Allah can turn the heart of a powerful politician searching for justice, imagine what he can do for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Deen in Minute for more emotional, inspiring Islamic stories. Your share might be the reason someone finds Allah today.